What's going on, guys? This is Erie Better Beer Bureau back at you with another beer review. I'm Pat.
And I'm Maury. Today we got one coming at you from my garage. This is Sierra Nevada's Bourbon Barrel Aged Narwhal, which Narwhal is their seasonal imperial stout, weighs in at 10.1 or 10.2. This version, aged in the bourbon barrels, weighs in at 12.9%. Pretty pricey at about 18 to 20 bucks a bottle or more. But we're going to get into this one, and we'll let you know what we think about it.
Ooh,
Wow.
rich aroma on this.
It's chocolatey. One thing I notice about it being semi-familiar, fairly familiar with regular Narwhal, is it's not as roasty on the aroma. The barrel seems to have knocked that roast down.
There's no bitter and there's no hop on the aroma in this version of it.
There's definitely some bourbon there, but I almost get a little bit more oak than I do bourbon on the nose. I get a strong
oak. I get a hint of like a vanilla bean.
Oh yeah, there's definitely some vanilla in there.
A bit of a cola aroma on it too.
I could see that. Very appealing smell.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's not the most in your face, but it's not super mild on the aroma either. It's just a really nice smelling beer. It's not in your face as some of those bourbon barrel aged stouts can be, but it's far from being one of the more mellow ones I've had.
It's very pleasant though. I will agree with that.
Cheers. Wow.
I'm gonna have to take another sip of that one.
I gotta tell you, on first sip, I got way more bourbon on the taste than I was getting on the aroma. Wow, the barrels take this beer to another level. I mean, I know I've only had one sip, but wow. You know, I mean, Narwhal I think is great aged when it's fresh. I think it can be just a touch harsh. I still love it, but this, wow.
Yeah, you still get a kind of a rich, almost like a baker's chocolate on this. A lot of really, really dark chocolate on the taste. And there's a significant bourbon presence. I'm actually surprised that I'm not getting more oak on it like we got on the aroma.
Wow. And I gotta tell you, I think the bourbon gives this beer a certain sweetness that the base beer just doesn't have, especially when it's fresh.
And I know we didn't get it on the nose, but I'm definitely getting more of the bitterness that you get in Narwhal that we didn't get on the aroma.
Yeah.
You know.
On the finish a lot.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, I'll even say it's a little hot. There's a little bit of alcohol in the back end.
A little bit of booze. Mm-hmm. That being said, I agree with you, Pat. I am starting to get a little bit of that booze from the bourbon. You know, 12.9%. This, you know, is pretty fresh still, just came out. But that being said, though, I think what the bourbon barrel did to the base beer with the calming the roast down a bit and taking a bit of that edge off it, I think this is just as drinkable at 12.9% as the regular is. The difference is it's not so much the roast, it's the booze on this, like you're talking.
But the sweetness and that kind of smooth vanilla bourbon flavor on this really balances out the bitterness of the base beer. Mm-hmm. And it is quite tasty.
Yeah. For Sierra Nevada's Bourbon Barrel Aged Narwhal, I'm going to give this bad boy an easy 4.25 out of 5. There is that little bit of alcohol burn on the back. I don't mind it because, you know, we're sitting in a cool garage outside in November. You know, it's keeping me warm. But I could picture that with a little rest, a little time in the cellar, that going away. Maybe even this beer developing into a 4.5. It's at least a 4.25 for me, and that's what I'm going to give it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Maury. This is an easy and straight 4.25 out of 5. This is a great beer. It's a good representation of the style. It's not overly, you don't get too much of the barrel character. It doesn't overtake the beer. You can still tell what beer's going on underneath.
Sure.
you know, there is that alcohol. It actually, you get a bit of a warming sensation as you drink it even. So you can tell if there's alcohol in this, even despite the hotness going down. But yeah, this is a real tasty beer. You know, if you find it around, I'd definitely give it a
pull
try.
the trigger.
And I'd be real. We got some more of this, and I'd be real interested to see what happens with some age on it. So,
Till next time, guys.
cheers.